The fastest growing criminal enterprise in the world. No, it is not drug distribution, but is actually human trafficking. An estimated 27 million people are enslaved today around the world, and these slaves are forced into labor, service, or sex slavery to make money for their owners. Kate Trudell is the executive director of the Community Coalition Against Human Trafficking, and she believes that the key to stopping the spread of human trafficking is to end the demand for it.
I think the thing that keeps me awake at night, the toughest part of my job, is trying to figure out how to end demand for human trafficking. We can save victims all day long, we can get girls to safety, but as long as there's a demand for cheap sex and cheap labor and pornography, perpetrators are always going to find new victims. So we have to figure out a way to end the demand for those things.
32 billion is the estimated size of the human trafficking industry, with $90 being the average cost of a slave and anywhere from 600,000 to 800,000 people being trafficked off each year. And the Community Coalition Against Human Trafficking is working to raise awareness in local communities.
So the Community Coalition Against Human Trafficking wants to equip and educate the community and unite our community to end modern day slavery, and we do that by raising overall awareness, operating a locally focused task force to address human trafficking, equipping and training the primary responders, those who have the first opportunity to notice something suspicious, and illuminating a clear restorative path for victims.
80% of all human trafficking victims are female, and 50% of all victims are children, placing the average age of victims in this criminal enterprise at 13 years old, and commercial sex trafficking of minors is the fastest growing sex crime in the world. Jonathan Schoonover is the board president for the CCAHT, and he emphasized training first-hand responders to notice a human trafficking incident.
Yeah, so I think when we look at human trafficking in the community, we're trying to raise awareness about this, but we're also trying to train and equip primary responders that can deal with this issue, to know how to recognize it, know how to report it, and really stop it.
The Community Coalition Against Human Trafficking partners with frontline organizations like hotels and social service agencies to help develop systems and training for the identification and reporting of suspected human trafficking and free individuals from injustice in the East Tennessee area. With the correct training and help from these types of organizations, the coalition believes it can stop the expansion of human trafficking in the area.
So now, because we've partnered with a lot of law enforcement agents locally, and I know that nationally law enforcement agencies and law enforcement officers are really trying to frame this human trafficking problem in a different way. So now they're doing a better job of targeting the men, the purchasers of sex, and the traffickers, which I think has been a shift that we've seen just in the past couple of years.
Human trafficking is the second most lucrative criminal industry worldwide, only behind drug trafficking. Dalton Light, University of Tennessee, Knoxville.